Morning. Before I begin, I just want to say goodbye to Adam. I arrived here on rotation, I think like 7 years ago, and there was Adam. So here I am, and for some reason it's come very full circle. And it's rare that you have somebody that's just a huge supporter of what you do. And from day one, Adam has supported me in ways like that I can't put into words. So, thank you.
Thank you.
So today's message is I can see clearly, and the passage that was just read is a reminder of all of us that we are all blinded to who we are. We're all blind to the greatness that we are, until our eyes are opened up and we can see again and we can see clearly. And one of the things that deludes us are these ongoing thoughts. And if you're listening and observing the thoughts in your own mind, you'll notice that they're always saying, think this, think this, think this, think this. And yet we're called to have peace of mind. That when you're in truth itself, when you're telling the truth, for example, your mind's quiet. So when we're in the truth of love, that bigger love, our minds are quiet. Why? Because there are no problems. No matter what you think your problems are, we have trouble hearing the answer because the answer is always here. The answer never leaves us. And the answer isn't anything that is being withheld from us, because God, that energy, or Goddess, however you look at it, doesn't withhold anything. So perhaps it comes to us, which is how are we quieting our minds so that we could see clearly, so that we could hear clearly. And so maybe perhaps what we need to sit with in our work individually, and individually means undivided. So as an individual self, you're connected to the all. So perhaps when we sit in our individual work in love, and we let love open us up, we let it open us up, we let it blossom within us. Because love is an evolutionary energy. It never stops blossoming. There's no comfort in it. We live in a society that demands comfort. But if you have your basic needs, you have food, you have shelter, you have income, you have work, you have the basic stuff, those needs are taken care of because those are important on this planet. Everything else comes and goes pretty much. Even our jobs. Some of us have had several jobs, and some have only had one job, but everything's coming and going in our world. It's coming and going within us as well. It's coming and going everywhere. In fact, we have someone that's going right now, right? Going off into the world to go share his music with millions of people, and that's phenomenal. But we ourselves as individuals are called to quiet down the mess. Thinking is natural, but thinking is natural in the moment. And when you think from the moment that you're in, you're using intelligence. If you're just thinking all the time and you're not here, then you're doing a huge disservice to yourself. Because the beauty of who you are is here. It's why we can look at a rose and just be completely in awe until the thoughts want to come in and give it a label. It's why we experience love with another person and then all of a sudden we start labeling it. Well, it's not going to work out, or it's like the past, or every relationship I've ever had is going to be like this one, or blah, 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 blah. And we've all been there. And yet, we see clearly as individuals on this planet when we have peace of mind. And there will be a time when we can stop begetting God. Meaning, I have friends of mine that can't just say sometimes, I'm choosing not to go, or I'm choosing to go, whatever it is. What they say is, well, spirits told me that I probably shouldn't go, which is kind of like a subtle victim. Because then if it doesn't work out, you can blame something. Well, God told me. That's why I didn't do it. My life fell apart because God told me to let it fall apart, right? But if you are the answer, and the answer is you, and there's no problems, then perhaps what you're really saying is that higher self or lower self, it's all you. Ernest Holmes says, God is what I am. That's Ernest Holmes, one of his affirmations. God is what I am. So when we stand in affirmative prayer, we stand in the affirmation that I am standing on firm ground. That right where I am, God is. That right where God is, I am. God is what I am, and I am what God is. I am that I am that I am that I am. However it is that you affirm it in your life, Yogananda says God is here. Whenever you need to break out of that trance, God is here. Whenever a judgment comes over you about another person, God is here. Whenever you want to be critical of yourself or somebody else, God is here. Why? Because you don't have to think so much. You're not thinkers. You're a human being. Right? It doesn't say in Genesis, and then God created thinkers on the planet, and here they are. Right? No. God created you in its image and likeness, and here you are. And your power is here. So, as we go on this week, reflect on the beauty of love that you are. You're all beautiful people. Some of you seem unsure, but you're all beautiful people inwardly. Look at all the different beautiful flowers here. And one last thing. I've brought this up before, but I think it's very important. Flowers are flowers. They flow with life. And because they flow with life, just like a lotus flower, the lotus comes up through the muck and it's this gorgeous flower. You're the same way. Isn't that amazing? You've come up through all this muck, and now you're going to identify with love. I mean, that's beautiful, right? Not just words, like just to feel how amazing you are. Sound good? Good, I know Adam's got to get on the road. He's like, what's he talking for? Stop. So here we go into a little brief meditation. So just close your eyes, and you could use this during your week. So just picture the breath going into your heart, your chest area, your heart chakra. Just breathe into your heart and out of your heart. That's all. Just picture that breath going into your heart and out of your heart. And just repeat inside your mind, God is what I am. And feel that. You'll feel the body, feel that truth. Feel that truth. God is what I am. And with that, we simply say, and so it is. Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
So if you look through the first page of your program, you'll notice it says weekly intention. It's right after the Lord's Prayer. I will read it once, and then we will read it together with enthusiasm. God is love, and in love I have clarity. Here we go. God is love, and in love I have clarity.
There was a time in my life, thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go, let it go. This is what you have to say, everyone. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide.